Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. I'm sitting here with Rachel Feinstein and Dave Juskow, two fantastic comedians. They were just at the Comedy Cellar, and Dave said he almost got Chris Rock to come here. Is that true?
Yeah, we almost worked it out. He ran away.
Now,
I think he knew I was going to ask him.
He definitely found Dave very charming. And by that, I mean he found him alarming.
Now, so
He didn't look like he felt safe. When
there's a comedy club in New York, the Comedy Cellar, here it's on McDougal and 3rd. And it's one of those clubs where only really good comics tend to work there. And a lot of guys...
And Sherrod.
Right, and Sherrod. You know, a lot of younger people who can pass the test to be there. And a lot of people, Dave and I's age. and a lot of, like, legendary guys will go there. There's people that everybody knows, like my good friend Colin Quinn. Everybody knows Colin.
Sure.
And, Colin goes there. But Jerry Seinfeld's been known to show up, and Chris Rock goes there a lot.
Yeah, he goes there a lot. Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm. I've seen him there a bunch of times. And now, how did this happen? Did you embarrass me? Did you say, will you come and do the Artie Lange Show?
No, I didn't mention it at all. I mean,
that's all right if you did.
That manager, Steve, mentioned it. He goes, you should ask him to go on the show. And I was like, that's a great idea. He'd probably do it, because he wasn't doing anything.
Yeah,
they asked him if he wanted to go on, and he goes, no.
He just came to hang out, and it was just me and Juskow at the table. I mean, what a disappointment, you know?
Wait a minute, he just came to...
He comes by to just hang sometimes.
That's true, he just wants to sit at the table.
I was surprised.
See, that's an indication. See, he's one of those celebrities. Maybe you guys can give me some show business advice, because he's one of those celebrities. I've known him on and off for a while, because of Stern, you know, obviously. And also because I have a lot of mutual friends of his.
Right.
Guys who worked for him, writers. Some of my best friends wrote for the guy. And recently, like about 6 months ago, we had a talk on the phone, me and Rock, and I won't get into why, because it's a private issue, but it's about another comedian that we were both trying to help. That's all I'll say. And we had to have a conversation about it. So we talked and everything. We went back and forth a couple of times, like, you know, leaving messages and everything. And I always thought to myself, like, so I have his number, and I've had it for like 8 months. Like, he's a guy, if he saw me, like, I saw him at the Cellar a few months ago, and he's always real nice to me. He's like, oh, Artie, what are you doing? Let's hang out. You know, he's nice. He sounds nice.
He would. I bet he would definitely come by.
What
if I texted him?
See, now I have this show, right? Mm-hmm. Now here's the show business question: do I risk ever having a friendship with Chris Rock again, like to where it's actually awkward between us for this show? Like, do I call him? I have his phone number. I could call him tomorrow. I go, would you do my show? Well, I go, I have a show. Would you come on live and do the show?
I always think about the Larry Sanders episode where he wanted, who's the tall guy that was in Jurassic Park?
Jeff Goldblum.
Right. He wanted. They were like, "Can you get any movie stars?" Like, well, I know Jeff Goldblum. And, I said, "Movie star." No, so he goes. He's like, "Look, I'm just asking. Would you come on the show?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." And he goes, well, how come you never done it before? You never asked.
Yeah, I know.
I think it would be like that.
I think so too. I think also because he likes to hang, and he likes to hang with comics.
Yeah,
and
he
that's
really
why
just
he's
likes to
there.
hang out.
Yeah, I know, but asking him to do a show is crossing a different line, I think.
But it's not a lot
almost
of
like,
thought,
because if he has to say no, because he might say maybe sometime. If he says sometime down the road, that's a no, and then
you can also say, if you're downtown this week and you want, let me know if you want to come by. I know you've been doing the Cellar. If you feel like coming by the show, so then you're not going, will you do my show? Yes or no?
It might be a situation where he might actually, like, he might think we're closer friends than even I do. He might hear this and go, what's he talking about? I know Artie.
Well, you know everybody loves you.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe it's a pain. I might be a pain in the ass, but what happened was, after we spoke about this comic off the air.
David Tell.
It wasn't a Tell. No.
He's trouble.
It wasn't a Tell. It was somebody else.
We have to guess.
Dave Juskow. He's in the winter of his life. Look at him. He needs help.
Oh, God,
how dare you.
He's in the last rattles before death, clearly.
We both are.
What are you all laughing at?
There are those last rattles. After that, I had a Saturday night where I did 4 spots at the Cellar because I was getting ready to do something. I did 4 sets one Saturday night, which I never do. After the second set, I left, and Esty, who runs the Comedy Cellar, called me up and said, Chris Rock's here. He's looking for you. He wants to hang out with you. I went and we talked for this was right before Hurricane Sandy hit. I remember talking to him because he goes, well, tomorrow's a hurricane, catch up on Homeland, and I won't go out for a couple of days, you know? And I said, do you watch Homeland? He told, yeah, Homeland's a great show. We talked about Homeland, you know? And so I thought that was a nice conversation. So I still have this thing. Do I personally call him up and say, will you do my show? Because it would be great for me to have him come in here. But
I think the way he is, he seems like a really nice, sincere guy.
You need
I
to
don't think
just
that's
go
gonna be
Bichetti and just
problematic.
ask him. Just go Bichetti.
Well, here's the other thing.
that
I'm
right?
thinking about having Mike Bichetti call him.
That would be the way to go.
Why don't you,
I just want to say,
when we've
you're
had him
American.
on before and talked to him before he went on the air, he said, "Call me anytime." I just didn't want to steal his number.
Yeah, your producers are voting yes that
Why don't
you
you
do call
just
him.
text
No,
him?
all right. Well,
Yeah,
Or
you,
she could do it right now.
you definitely. Let me adjust
Yeah.
my cans. Let me just adjust my cans. Just a
do you
moment.
have his number?
This is showbiz.
Yeah, she just said you would text him, right?
I said he should text him. I don't have his number.
Oh, you just said.
Yeah, you should text him.
No, I don't have his number.
Text him, Artie. Go
This
for
is
the
getting
goal,
awkward.
baby.
All right. Well, maybe we'll text him when we come back from commercial. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll text him live.
He's hanging around the neighborhood.
All right. Let's see. If
Once he hears Bichetti's voice
Yeah,
and how
I'm
romantic
sure
it
he's
is.
just walking around Varick Street.
Once he hears
sees
Bichetti's velvety
Bichetti's
voice.
new haircut.